Indiana Newsdesk is made possible in part by Smithville, fiber internet, security solutions, and voice in Southern Indiana. More information at smithville.com. Mallard Grodner Attorneys, providing legal services to clients and the community. Understanding, expertise, results. Bloomington and Indianapolis. lawmg.com. IU Center for Rural Engagement, extending IU Bloomington resources to improve Hoosier lives in partnership with communities and organizations. rural.indiana.edu. And by WTIU members. Thank you.
Coming up on Indiana Newsdesk. The new year rings in a new administration in Bloomington. We sat down with new Mayor Carrie Thompson.
It's time for productive conversations and reasonable compromises that yield action.
Thompson has several controversial projects left over from the previous administration to tackle. There's plenty of options to enjoy nightlife for the younger generation, but not so much for older Bloomingtonians.
Everybody's welcome to come and hear different types of music, but what they have doesn't appeal to me and my age group.
Longtime residents reminisce about bygone venues such as The Hole. And we take a look at what's in store for the upcoming session of the Indiana General Assembly. We'll have these stories plus the latest news from across the state right now on Indiana Newsdesk. Welcome to Indiana Newsdesk. I'm Joe Wren. Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb began his 8th and final year in office this week, term limited from running again. His top priority for his final year will be providing more awareness and access to existing state resources. Holcomb says too many state programs, such as job training, are working for some people but aren't being used by others who could benefit.
And you can just drown in this sea of acronyms or state programs and wonder if it's available to you.
Holcomb says part of the work will focus on helping people connect what they hear about state government to their own lives. For example, Holcomb notes that the Indiana Economic Development Corporation has had more capital investment in the last 2 years than it had in the first 12 years since it was created. But what does that mean to the average Hoosier?
This CapEx means opportunity. They know it means an average career of $75,000, $36.07, and where those opportunities are.
Holcomb says he'll be traveling the state more in his final year as part of that outreach. Well, a new year also means a new session for the Indiana General Assembly. We're joined now by Indiana Public Broadcasting State House reporter Brandon Smith for more on what to look for this session, which begins Monday. Brandon, it's nice to have you here. Happy New Year. You know, there's no budget to work on this year. So what are legislators' goals for this upcoming year?
Well, a major goal seems to be not doing anything too big. Republican legislative leaders have stressed the need for a quieter session, focused not on major changes, but on small tweaks to existing initiatives and programs. Now, what we do know of their priorities include student reading proficiency, that third grade reading test, chronic absenteeism in schools, and increasing access to childcare.
You know, we've seen an abortion ban, anti-LGBTQ legislation passed recently. Does the GOP have any hot-button topics, issues this session?
Well, there certainly will be bills filed and potentially even acted on, but they're not a part of the GOP caucus agendas. Now, I wouldn't expect any abortion bills necessarily, but wouldn't be surprised to see further bans on gender-affirming care for transgender people, maybe bans on drag shows, further legislation aimed at censoring what's in libraries as well.
Some Republicans continue to maintain the supermajority they've had for more than a decade. What's on the Democrats' agenda?
Well, we'll find out more details next week as the session begins, but the legalization and decriminalization of marijuana continues to be a priority for the Democratic caucuses, even if we shouldn't expect real movement on that issue in the session. Democrats will also push to do more to address affordability in several areas, including housing, health care, and child care.
So, we saw Ohio voters approve ballot measures protecting abortion rights, legalizing marijuana in the fall. So why isn't that an option for Hoosiers here?
Put simply, because Republicans don't want it to be. GOP legislative leaders say Indiana isn't a referendum state, though we have local school funding referendums. We've had transportation funding referendums. There's even a push from some Republicans to have local referendums on making school board races partisan. But when you ask them whether or not they want to do this, they say no. We're a representative democracy. People elect lawmakers to make these decisions, and that's the end of the conversation.
All right, Brandon, thanks so much. Looking forward to your coverage this session.
Thank you, Joe.
So Carrie Thompson is just about through her first week as Bloomington mayor. She was sworn in Monday, and she comes in at a time when many significant projects started under former Mayor John Hamilton are still in limbo. Lucas Gonzalez sat down with Thompson to discuss her strategy moving forward.
Carrie Thompson only just took office, but she already has a lot on her plate. Between the future of the city's police department, annexation, and the convention center expansion, many projects she'll be tasked with are still in flux. Those projects have caused rocky relationships between local leaders. Thompson says she wants local government to be more inclusive, responsive, and transparent.
And we can get really stuck in talking about the problems and about projects that we may or may not agree on. I would like to build a government that really is open to the possibilities that we can create together.
Thompson says deciding a path forward on the Showers West project will be one of her top priorities. The project seeks to relocate the police department into the western part of City Hall from its current headquarters on 3rd Street. Floods tore through downtown Bloomington in 2021. The rising water damaged the police station and a city fire station. Thompson says she wants to resolve outstanding issues with the project.
What's not clear, and it's been requested several times, but we still haven't seen the numbers, are the leases that we're currently under contract with, and what the cost of terminating those early will be.
The City Council recently rejected Hamilton's attempt to sell the current police station for private use. The proceeds were a planned funding source for the project. That came after relatives of the original landowners spoke out about deed restrictions on the property. One of the heirs, Philip Hill, urged the council to stop the sale, saying the land must not be sold for private use.
The spirit and intent are clear. This is to be a public real estate holding. We believe that should continue.
Thompson says it was wrong for the city to try selling the station for private use, knowing of the restriction.
It's very clear that it violated the intent of the gift agreement, and that, I think, when we're talking about how a city moves forward ethically and how we treat people, we need to be concerned about those things.
Thompson has not ruled out a future sale, but says she's also considering rebuilding the current station. Either way, she says the police need a new headquarters, and the city should not abandon the project. Thompson must also decide how to proceed with annexation, which Hamilton started in 2017. She disagrees with Hamilton's approach, but says the city must still expand.
I am looking for a path forward that can be more in conversation with the county, and that if annexation does happen, that we can do it in a way that really welcomes people to the city.
There are 2 separate annexation lawsuits currently playing out in court. For months, opponents have pushed back against the city's request to dismiss a lawsuit challenging the constitutionality of a law voiding some of the annexation attempt. They've gone door to door, talking to residents and organizing petitions. Thompson says further action may need to wait until the lawsuits are resolved. She also says she wants to advance annexation in a way that does not impose on residents, but invites them to provide input. She says she has met with county officials and plans to consult them moving forward. Thompson says she'll also collaborate with the county on the convention center expansion project.
My hope is that we can address whatever issues there may be and ensure that we can move forward with a partnership.
The county commissioners and county council have yet to ratify an interlocal agreement for the project, but Thompson says they're getting close. Thompson was sworn into office Monday, along with other newly elected city officials. At the ceremony, she focused on mending fractured relationships.
It's time to move past territorial battles and meaningless fights. It's time for productive conversations and reasonable compromises that yield action.
She says her initial focus will be on public safety, housing, and building her administrative team. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Lucas Gonzalez.
Thompson says her administration will roll out plans for her legislative priorities over her first 100 days in office. Well, we're joined now by Clayton Baumgarth for more headlines from around the state. Hi, Clayton.
Hey, Joe. Thank you. Beginning this year, members of the military won't have to pay income tax in Indiana, while the rate goes down for all other Hoosiers. The bill exempting service members from tax on their military pay is meant to help encourage those on active duty to make Indiana their residence. The state is also in the middle of a multi-year reduction of the individual income tax for all taxpayers. So beginning on January 1st, that rate dropped from 3.15% to 3.05%. For someone making $50,000 a year, that means a saving of $50. Cummins will pay the largest civil penalty in Clean Air Act history for allegedly installing emissions defeat devices on hundreds of thousands of pickup truck engines over the past decade. The more than $1.6 billion civil penalty is even larger than the one Volkswagen paid in 2017 for similar violations, though Volkswagen also faced criminal charges. A Cummins spokesperson says these so-called defeat devices are actually just a defect with the company's auxiliary emissions control devices, something many engines have. The company already recalled the 2019 model engines and have started recalling models 2013 through 2018. Bloomington is partnering with the South Central Community Action Program to distribute $1 million to low-income families beginning in the first quarter this year. Half is earmarked for relieving medical debt, and the rest will cover menstrual, child care, and housing expenses. The money comes from the city's Economic Equity Fund, which the city added to its budget last year to help lower-income residents. Around 18% of Hoosiers have medical debt in collections, according to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. A little more than 750 abortions took place in Indiana the third quarter last year, according to the Indiana Department of Health. But only 17 of those were performed after the state's ban went into effect on August 21st, with the majority falling under an exception for a lethal fetal anomaly. The 764 abortions over a period from July 1st through September 30th was a drastic drop from the same time frame in 2022, when just under 3,000 abortions were performed. The majority of the abortions, around 72%, were non-surgical using prescription medications. 20% of the child fatalities investigated by the Indiana Department of Child Services in 2022 resulted from caregiver mistreatment. According to the department's annual report released last week, 44 of the deaths were due to neglect and 17 due to abuse. The total of 308 child fatalities was up from 271 in 2021. The yearly report details child fatalities in the state and identifies common risk factors in deaths from abuse or neglect. Weapons, including a body part such as a fist, were responsible for 22 of the 61 deaths due to abuse or neglect. Drowning and asphyxia each accounted for 9 deaths. The U.S. Prison Bureau won't say how a man on federal death row died last month. U.S. officials say staff tried to revive Nasir Raid after finding him, quote, unresponsive at the Federal Correctional Complex in Terre Haute. Friends of Raid say he spoke of plans to kill himself after becoming depressed about conditions inside the facility where all federal executions take place. Reverend Bill Breeden regularly visits the prison as part of his ministry.
I think people need to know what solitary confinement does to you, and Nasir chose to get out.
The Prison Bureau hasn't released a cause of death or announced if Raid's death is under investigation. A spokesperson declined to comment. In 2004, Raid was sentenced to death for his role in a deadly bank robbery in northern Indiana. Part of Smith Road in Bloomington will be closed for 90 days due to construction. The Indiana Department of Transportation will alternatively close the road's north and southbound sections where it meets 3rd Street. Workers will be installing pedestrian crosswalks, adding left turn lanes, and expanding a bike lane on the north side of Smith Road. More Indiana students graduated from high school in 2023 than the previous year, but the new graduation rate still lags behind the highest percent a decade ago. In 2014, 90% of Indiana high school students earned a diploma from public and private high schools. Since then, graduate rates have dropped and has not fully recovered. Last year, 88.9% of students earned a diploma according to data just released by the Indiana Department of Education. And Joe, students with disabilities had the largest grad rate increase from the previous year, improved by nearly 7 percentage points.
All right, Clayton, thanks so much. Coming up next on Indiana Newsdesk. A new skate park years in the making and built by a Bloomington company finally opens in Evansville. And older Bloomingtonians wonder where to go for entertainment in a town catering to college students. These stories and more right here on Indiana Newsdesk.
I'm originally from Mumbai, India. I also grew up in Singapore before moving to the US for my undergrad. The exciting thing about doing a master's here at IU was that I found WTIU, WFIU. I got to help produce Indiana Newsdesk, which started off just helping the producer, and then it led to some weeks when he was out, me producing the show. Having people on the team that have been doing this so long, that really helps because, you know, they catch those mistakes and they teach you how to not make those mistakes again. Sarah Whitmire, who's the news bureau chief at Indiana Public Media, connected me with Gretchen Frazee, who works at PBS NewsHour. So she used to work here at Indiana Public Media. She ended up saying, you know, why don't you apply? So that's how I ended up getting a broadcast assistant position at PBS NewsHour. Hi, I'm Kayan Tara. I really am grateful for my experience here at Indiana Public Media. I encourage you to support the next generation of journalists by supporting WTIU.
Welcome back to Indiana Newsdesk. The long-awaited Sunset Skate Park in Evansville opened over last month. Built by a Bloomington company and touted as the largest skate park in Indiana, its users are already grateful for such a facility in their own backyard. Tim Jagalo of member station WNIN reports.
Sunset Skate Park in Evansville officially opened to the public on December 16th, about 1 year after the groundbreaking. What is it like to have a park here now in Evansville?
I don't know. This still doesn't feel real because this has been years in the making.
This is Steve Ramirez of Evansville.
But to be honest, the feeling I'm feeling right now is enjoyment and blessed because this is the largest skate park in Indiana now, and it's right in our backyard.
The idea for the skate park is about 15 years old, according to community advocate Heather Vaught. The park is 23,000 square feet, right on the river, and built for a variety of skill levels. Noah Townsend says it's been difficult to find safe, legal places to skate.
On the west side of Evansville particularly, a lot of drugs, you know, a lot of just negative influences on the community, a lot of people struggling, a lot of people in poverty. And having this so close and just being in the center of everything, it brings a lot of people from all different sides of town together, I believe, and even people out of state. I mean, there's people who came to be at this park from like Illinois, Ohio, Kentucky, like everything neighboring. It's a park that people envy. It really is, like, and we could not be more grateful. It's beautiful.
The actual park construction began in August after scheduling delays with designer and builder Hunger Skate Parks out of Bloomington.
It starts with dirt work. You basically make the shape of your feature, what you're trying to create out of the dirt, and then lay rebar down. It's like the skeleton for the concrete so that it has something to bind to. It makes it strong.
That's Taylor Sherrick with Hunger Skate Parks. There's a lot more after that, like formworks for larger structures. The most dramatic part of construction is the shotcrete phase.
And it essentially shoots the concrete into the feature that we're trying to create. So it's like pressurized concrete shooting. It's better for consolidation. That's like what most guys use in swimming pools or when they're doing like large scale buildings.
This rather intense phase requires a lot of extra staffing. After the concrete is filled in, there's a lot of finishing work and finally signage, lighting, and grass. Co-owner Bart Smith says it's a little bittersweet to do the work and then move on.
We're like anticipating getting done. We're working to get done, and get open to the people, and then kind of sad to have to leave, you know. But it's cool to see it done and open to the people.
I hope people just have fun, and I hope this is like a place where people can make new friends, you know, and like their community can be built and they can bring themselves up together, and like kids can get into skating in a safe place. That's the thing, is like, these are like it's a safe place for someone to come and like learn and do their thing, or like for more advanced people to come and like get crazy. It's, you know, there's all across the board, it's like a place for fun.
The park is open daily from dawn to 11 p.m. For Indiana Public Broadcasting, I'm Tim Jagalow.
Now, walking down Bloomington and along Bloomington's downtown square, there's no shortage of places to stop for a drink or catch a show. But some Monroe County residents feel the nightlife is lacking for older adults and miss some of their favorite haunts. Benta Boutier has this report.
Making Indiana Landmark's most endangered sites in 2021 was the B.G. Pollard Lodge. Once one of Bloomington's hubs for Black social life from the late 50s through the 80s. The property was sold in the early 2000s. A local chapter of a Black fraternal organization, the Black Elks, housed the Hole, a bar and dance club in its basement. It was one of James George's favorite spots. A longtime local DJ, he remembers working places like Backstreet and Diamond Lil's.
Disco was just getting ready to break loose. You know, so it was actually pretty awesome being part of the scene back then.
To George, it's the best music to hit the planet, and he likes that he helped bring it to people.
The way they reacted to it then, the way the older crowd reacts to it now.
He misses hearing music like Prince, the Jacksons, and SOS Man when he's out. Now that the Players Pub is gone, George says Bloomington is lacking spots for older adults to go that don't also cater to the college population, who he says lack some decorum.
They'll step on your feet, they'll spill your drink.
Visit Bloomington listed nearly 2,000 events on its page this year, up from around 1,200 the year before. It estimates well over half of those were music, festivals, plays, or other live entertainment.
Everybody's welcome to come and hear different types of music, but what they have doesn't appeal to me and my age group, so I'm not going to spend the money to go.
To Mitchell, the Hole was a place Black people could go to let their hair down, shoot pool, play cards, and socialize without answering questions about their skin color.
And you could breathe, you could be yourself, you could take that heavy cloak of armor off and be with your people. There is no diversity, no nightlife from my age group in Bloomington. So that's where we have to create our own.
Mike Klingy, a co-owner of the bar The Orbit Room, says they try to host enough variety to appeal across groups, even hosting a monthly night for kids and local bands to come play music at his venue, which brings in a lot of parents.
Jazz, country-ish, folky stuff, rock, movies. We have a monthly experimental noise night that has been bringing in people that are on tour from all around. Yeah, so we definitely don't like to have one style that we're known for.
He says the college population isn't a group they can afford to ignore, but he tries to cultivate a positive energy, enforce good etiquette, and create a community. Mitchell says that at less than 5% of Bloomington's population, a nightlife establishment tailored to Black people probably couldn't sustain. George says if he had the money, he would open a venue for older adults, though, maybe with an age limit.
If it don't happen, a lot of us older people are going to be wasting away. You know, movement is key to living.
So George goes out often to live music or venues in Indianapolis.
I've got tons of musician friends, so I'm always out checking them out, always checking the scene at different bars and stuff in different towns.
He still DJs, focused on retro music as DJ Mr. Magic. He says the music brings memories of people dressed up in a packed club dancing. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Benta Boutier.
And applications are now open for the Cover Crop Premium Discount Program. It's a program designed to promote the planting of additional acres of cover crops. Hoosier farmers who apply and plant cover crops on owned or rented acres will receive a $5 per acre crop insurance premium discount. The program is designed to encourage first-time cover crop planters.
We really, again, want to incentivize folks to try cover crops, help mitigate the risk of trying something new in operation, and you know, cover crops increase water infiltration, they benefit soil health.
Last year, 117 farmers participated in the program, translating to more than 35,000 acres of cover crops planted in the watershed. The state is hoping to plant an additional 30,000 acres of cover crops this year. Well, that's the end of this program, but our work continues online as we cover the news throughout the week at WTIUnews.org. Have a great weekend.
Indiana Newsdesk is made possible in part by Smithville, fiber internet, security solutions, and voice in southern Indiana. More information at smithville.com. Mallard Grodner Attorneys, providing legal services to clients and the community. Understanding, expertise, results. Bloomington and Indianapolis. lawmg.com. IU Center for Rural Engagement, extending IU Bloomington resources to improve Hoosier lives in partnership with communities and organizations. rural.indiana.edu, and by WTIU members. Thank you.